Hey, 5280 Sports Network, good morning. How are you? It is actually morning this time. We're actually doing the morning minute when it is actually morning. I'm kind of impressed.
Yeah, well, you know, we're hitting a groove. That's my theory, at least.
Hitting a groove.
Yeah, you know, been in town a couple days, so now we're starting to get it all figured out.
Your body's adjusting to the 1 hour difference.
No, I've had like 6 hours of sleep. Not last night, in total. Right, exactly.
As we roll through from Radio Row in Houston, all brought to you by our friends at ColoradoLuxuryHomeTeam.com. That is Mark, Dave, and Sid. From condos to castles, as we say. They will take care of you. If you're in the real estate market right now, buying, selling, investment, whatever it is, Mark, Dave, and Sid will take care of you. It's ColoradoLuxuryHomeTeam.com. They are bringing you the videos from down here on Radio Row. Yesterday, Shawn, was signing day for college football. The CU Buffs go out and get 27 commitments on signing day. CSU had 26 commitments on their end. Colorado ranked 27th in terms of recruiting class ranks, according to ESPN. I'm not a big believer in those rankings because stuff happens, and we know all the time there's those 2-star recruits that turn out to be like Hall of Fame NFL players. So, but at the same time, it is a ranking that we look at. So, got to feel good about the Buffs and all the signings yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if anyone from this year's Colorado football team is going to the Hall of Fame, but that was a lot of 2- and 3-star recruits who then were coached up, played well. So this is all very much speculative. But if you're Colorado, you got to be excited about the fact that some of these players have been looked at by a lot of schools, known commodities essentially. 27 is very good. You know, if they ended the season obviously ranked in the top 20, but you realize when you're in this recruiting battle that the SEC teams take about half of the top 10 right there, and they move on down. So Colorado listed as 5th in the Pac-12 in recruiting. When you're talking about going against USC and Stanford, Washington, a national championship contender themselves, I don't think that's very bad. Now the question for Colorado is how quickly can some of those guys be coached up, because this is a very senior-laden team. So they're going to need to find players that can hit the field and be impactful sooner rather than later if they want the rise, as they call it, to continue.
Well, and the one thing that they do have going into the season is pretty much an understanding of who the quarterback's going to be, and I think that's a good thing. Obviously, with Sefa Lufau leaving, you know you've got Steven Montez right there. I think it's no different than anything else in the NFL. When you can go into a season feeling good about your quarterback position, you feel pretty good. And as a collegiate squad, you have the exact same feeling.
And I actually think that Montez playing for a little while, when Lufau was here, helped their recruiting. Because when you, exactly as you pointed out, you're thinking maybe going to Colorado, you saw the fact that their senior quarterback's going to leave. What's the succession plan? They got to see Montez. Played, I think, more or less well. You know, he had a tough time against Southern Cal, but then, again, so did a lot of people. So I think Montez played very well once against your Oregon State Beavers in a game that we attended. It happens. But when recruits got to see that, and already on a good team, I think you realize, okay, now that plan's in place, and we're in a power conference, and they seem to be moving forward, and now Mike McIntyre has a new contract, so everything is pretty steady and stable. And that's why you see guys flip from, say, Ohio State to Colorado, which is, it's been a long time since they could say that.
CU pulling in 7 4-star recruits, by the way, according to ESPN's rankings. And what was it, 4 players, I think, in the ESPN 300?
Right.
300 recruiting number. So very well done by CU and by Coach McIntyre, and we get to look forward to find out if the rise can continue as we get into next season. And again, congratulations to CSU as well. 26 commitments for them as both of the programs continue to grow, getting towards spring practice and all of that. My favorite part of yesterday, though, keep this in mind, was Nick Saban was being interviewed. Obviously, Alabama rated as having the top recruiting class according to ESPN. But Nick Saban was being interviewed, and he said, I've never seen a coach who didn't have a good day on signing day and didn't have a good spring practice. So just keep in mind that everybody's hunky-dory right now, but until they hit the field, you never really know. We are in Houston on Radio Row. We'll bring you some more videos throughout the rest of the day, but wanted to say good morning to you on 5280 Sports Network. So thanks for stopping by. We'll get some more videos and content for you. By the way, coming up on tomorrow's show, those of you that are curious about where the Oakland Raiders are going to wind up, On tomorrow's show, our good buddy JT the Brick from Fox Sports Radio, as well as 95.7 The Game in the Bay Area, and he has been covering the Raiders for 2 decades, is actually good friends with Mark Davis, so we're going to have him on the show tomorrow morning to answer some of the questions of what he knows about what is on the horizon for the Oakland Raiders. So don't miss that. We'll have that tomorrow. He's going to join us right about 7:15 on the morning show, Mile High Sports Radio, FM 104.7 and AM 1340. But for now, we'll say goodbye from Houston. For Shawn Drotar, I'm Nate Lundy. See you. And there's Jennifer Brill.
I'm Stephanie Gonzalez. You don't know me. Hi. Steph.